At those pick'em results. Hey everybody, Phil Woodall is our first place leader. Lance falling back to second place, 23-10, as Phil is now 24-19, jumps just ahead. He's actually 24-9. 19 would give him a whole lot of games, but we'll get that fixed. But nonetheless, that was a whole lot of chances for Judge Phil. But the sixth man tied with Lance in second at 23-10. DJ and Brianna ahead of myself, who's in the cellar. For those of you that don't know what DAL is, you can Google that yourself, but that's where I'm sitting right now. As I tried to take a chance tonight, tried to go with Dumas to see if I could make up some ground. I also went with Panhandle to try to make up 2 games on Lance. Sort of worked. I got 1 at least, but nonetheless.
A for effort.
Yeah, you know, whatever. That's how we stand after week 11. Bree, let's talk about a Caprock-Hereford game that had playoff implications on the line for the Longhorns.
Yeah, that's right. The Longhorns needing a win tonight to get that 4th seed. We'll pick this up. Caprock on top 21-0, and Insidious hooking up with Alex Cantu for the 15-yard touchdown to extend their lead. Then here comes Insidious again. He's going to hit Cesar Juarez for a 25-yard gain.
That kid's a good quarterback.
Insidious?
Yeah, he's real good.
Now, The Rock again, and it's this kid, Caleb King. This kid can run.
Mad respect. Number 1's been getting it done all year.
30-yard gain, then more from Insidious. He's going to look up, throw it into the end zone, but it's intercepted by Ray Ramirez. Then more from
I bet you he
Insidious
bounces
again.
back.
He hits Cantu. Look at the throw and the catch, 78-yard touchdown. Longhorns go up 34-0, and Caprock getting the win and that playoff spot tonight, 62-13 over Hereford.
Congratulations to the Longhorns. Let's go now to Canyon taking on Plainview. Canyon knows where they are. They're in the postseason. Not a whole lot on the line tonight, just trying to finish the season strong, as it was Edgar Baez recovering the beautiful, he had the beautiful onside kick. Dice Griego recovers for the Bulldogs that's how they open the game. Then later, Isaac Huseman going to recover for Canyon on the quarterback fumble. Then here comes the Eagle offense. Gunnar Palacios to Cade Olson, 40 yards into the end zone. Touchdown Eagles as they're rolling in this one. And later, Plainview looking to respond. Hawk rolling to his left, throws across his body. Bo Bennett with the grab. That would pick up 40 yards, set up a Plainview field goal, but Canyon goes on to get the win by a final of 35-27. The Eagles are in the postseason. They are your 3rd seed, but they certainly had to get that bad taste out of their mouth from that loss to Caprock, as Canyon gets the win, 35-27. Our man Phil Woodall was on the call. He joins us now live on the phone. What was the key to victory for the Eagles?
Well, the key to victory was overcoming penalties and overcoming that onside kick to start the ball game. And they came back, and believe it or not, it was just 14-6 at the half. Bo Bennett ran 22 yards for Plainview in the 3rd quarter with 3:51 to go, and that made it 14-13. But Gunnar Palacios came back with a 6-yard touchdown run with 1:17 to go in the 3rd quarter. But get this, wait till the 4th quarter. It got crazy. We had 4 touchdowns scored in 1 minute and 21 seconds. Palacios from 12 yards out with 6:26 to go in the 4th quarter, literally dragging about 5 Bulldog defenders into the end zone for a touchdown. And then just at 5:35 to go, Bo Bennett, 75 yards for a touchdown from Plainview. And then 11 seconds later, Jalen Ford got over the 1,000-yard mark tonight. He had 2,000 last year at Amarillo High. 54 yards for a touchdown. It was 35-20. And then just 19 seconds later, Keyshawn Horn on an end around from 52 yards out for the Bulldogs and making the final margin 35-28. The big thing is Gunnar Palacios, big night, very good athlete. Jalen Ford, a good night. Canyon's defense did enough to take care of business, but they also, game got a little chippy as Canyon had a player ejected for a targeting foul. And also the 2 clubs finished with 28 total penalties for over 200 yards. It really got a little chippy down at Plainview tonight, but good credit to Plainview. They had nothing to play for, but they did bring the game and the spirit to bring their game tonight. And Canyon finishes the season at 8-2, and they are the 1 seed in Division 2 of District 3 5A, and they will play Woodrow Lubbock Cooper next Friday down at Pirate Stadium in Woodrow, south of Lubbock.
All right, Phil, well, thanks. Well, one more quick question for you, Phil. Do you feel like this was a big win to get that bad taste of that Caprock loss out of their mouth?
Yeah, it really is. And I know Coach Blake Bryant, he's been down there 17 years, and what he's going to work on is controlling your emotions and getting rid of those penalties. He probably is not going to be happy with all those that happened tonight. But this was good to get rid of that loss to Caprock. By the way, I did predict Caprock would beat Canyon last week. That's the reason I'm in first place. But I don't want to brag about that, of course, because anytime I can get ahead of Lance Leonard, it's a miracle anyway. But, guys, thanks for letting me call in. It was a good ball game tonight, and I'll see you guys down the road.
All right, Phil, safe travels tonight. Thank you, as always, for joining us on the phone as you do every week. And, again, Phil in first place, and he's going to try and hang on to that for the victory next week. We'll have to see how that plays out. Let's go now. PALO DURO taking on Randall at Kimbrough Memorial Stadium. Senior night for the Raiders. Opening kickoff, PALO DURO trying the onside kick for some trickery. Ashton Garrett, though, with the heads-up play. Scoops it, breaks a few tackles, and he going into the end zone. 7-0, Randall out in front early. Not a tough call there for the offensive coordinator. But here we go. Noah Coronado responds quickly, 50 yards to Nathan Stotts into the end zone. That ties the game at 7. So here come the Dons later in the first quarter, still tied at 7. Coronado flips it out to Eugene Green, and Green's going to pick up a big chunk of yardage as well as a first down. That would set up this. James Pacheco kicks the 26-yard field goal. That puts the Dons out in front 10-7, but Randall would come roaring back and get the win. 28-10 the final in this one. They will not make the playoffs because Caprock won, but nonetheless, a strong finish from the Randall Raiders after a slow start. Very happy to see the progress they made under first-year head coach Galen Selman, and a nice way to finish the season. They can build off that as they now head into the off-season. But we know who our 4 teams are making the playoff. It's our district champion Emerald High Sandies, the Dumas Demons as our 2 seed, Canyon locked in at number 3, Caprock holding on a big win against Hereford as they lock up the final playoff spot out of District 3 5A. Yeah,
that's right. I'm excited to kind of see where all these teams now who will make it, the deepest run into
Absolutely.
the playoffs. But it's been quite the season for District 3 5A. As we mentioned, no one was going to go undefeated, but quite the game out there tonight between Dumas and Amarillo. Dumas was, I think everyone thought that they were going to go all the way. It's an unfortunate loss there, but hey, they're still in the playoffs, 2nd seed, can't complain there. I'm sure they're going to do great things.
And not at all. There's one thing that all 3 of these teams have in common, and it's a very good defense. You like to see Emerald High. Their best defense sometimes is their offense, the way that they pound the football out and grind out drives, but they certainly do have a good defense. We saw Max Marischak made a very good defensive play
Constantly,
in our highlights.
game,
Kid's a ball hawk. And then Dumas plays great defense. I know that Chad Dunham, the head coach there, former defensive coordinator over at Tascosa, and he's got a defensive background. Canyon plays good defense. Coach Bryant has their offense coached up. And then Coach Sherwood over there at Caprock, the former Longhorn defensive coordinator, eventually promoted to head coach a couple years back. We always knew they could play offense. That defense finally came around. I'm excited to see how all 4 teams will do come postseason time.
I am too. Well, Tascosa played last night, and we have those highlights for you guys coming up. Stick with us. You're watching the wrap-up.